All right. Hello. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I'm saying that, and I forgot to push the button on Instagram. Okay, we're live now. All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And I'm so grateful here today, this beautiful Thursday. It's the 21st of July. And so welcome. I'm grateful to be here with you. And give me a quick second. Please post the link to the show. There we go. All right. I just want to be able to get access for my team to be able to watch the show. And so today we're on the Empowered Immigrant Live, and I'm going to be talking about the Visa Bulletin. Like, what is the Visa Bulletin? All right? And so if you have a case that's waiting at the U.S. consulate, let's answer that question. What's the Visa Bulletin? All right? And so first of all, welcome, and thanks to everybody for being here. Thank you for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Hello. And welcome, and thank you for being here, all right? Here at the Empowered Immigrant Live, we're here to train, to teach, to inspire, and to empower immigrants, all right, to make the most out of immigration law and to make the most out of their lives. And today our theme is, what is the Visa Bulletin, and how does that matter in your case? And so my question for you is, hey, do you want a green card? Do you want a green card this year? Is this year your year? All right? Because if so, go for it. Go for it. And if you start a case this year, you probably won't get it this year because the cases are taking so long. But you'll be in line. All right? You can send your application this year, and I'd love to help you with that. And in fact, my firm is on a mission to win 10,000 immigration cases in the next 10 years. I'd love for your case to be one of them. Why not? Right? And so, we've got 30 minutes to discuss this topic in English. Then we'll do it in Spanish. So if you speak Spanish, join us in 30 minutes. We'll get started in Spanish. And if you have a question as we go forward, hey, please submit it. I'll try to answer every question that we get here today. Okay? So I also want to do something a little bit different today. This is, I like to try new things. So before we get into immigration law, I want to start with a little empowerment tip. Okay, this is the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. So I want to start with a little bit of empowerment for each of you. Okay, you ready for it? So my tip this week is to really don't resist and deny change. Instead, embrace it. All right? Embrace change. And my advice specifically about that is, if you need to change something, ask yourself that question, what do you need to change? If you need to change something, if you want to change something, if you're planning on changing something, please don't just change the small, convenient thing to change, and instead change the hard thing. Change the big thing. Change what really needs to be changed, and maybe you know what I mean, because that will move your life forward. All right? Now, you might be hearing this and you're like, whoa, what is this about? I might be talking about your immigration status. That's a big thing to change, right? Big. And we help people through that. It's a big thing. It's a big decision. All right? But I might be talking about something else. I might be talking about whatever there is in your life. I might be saying, change your health habits, really. Okay? I might be saying change your relationship. I might be saying change your job. Right? Whatever it is, you know what it is if you're thinking about it right now. And I want to encourage you to do it. Go for it. Change it. And of course, if that's related to your immigration status, hey, give us a call. We'd love to be the change agent. We'd love to help you through that process. But whatever it is in your life, take it on, go for it, change it, do what's going to move your life forward. Life is short, time is precious. Just do it. That's my empowerment tip for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think about it. Okay? So now I want to get into immigration law. I'm an immigration lawyer. And so let's get into it. So what is the Visa Bulletin? All right. What is the Visa Bulletin? And Mayton, I say hello, and thank you for your question. And I'll absolutely answer that question. So thank you for asking. But for now, let's talk about what is the Visa Bulletin. So, and if anybody's listening and you got a question for me, hey, submit it. That's great. I'd love to answer it. So here's the deal, all right? Immigration law from the beginning, right? The Immigration Nationality Act in the United States passed in the 1960s. And from the beginning, it created these numerical limits, number limits, on the amount of cases that can be approved each year in various types of categories. All right? They're frustrating limits, let me just tell you. All right? I hate the Visa Bulletin, let me just tell you. No, you know, you can know my stance on all kinds of things as we go through. So, you know, the law creates all kinds of these number limits. And so it says that green cards could only be issued a certain number depending on the category of the case. And really what that limit did and does is it creates a lot of backlogs, creates a lot of lines and wait lists for certain types of cases that are waiting for green cards. That's it. That's the way the law is written, and that law needs to be updated, and Congress knows that it needs to be updated, and they just don't agree and haven't come to an agreement on how to update it. And so it's stuck, and the law is what it is, and we're stuck with these crazy backlogs. And so due to those backlogs, the government wanted to give some clarity, some clear statement on which cases are next in the line. Which cases are next in the queue, in the line, right? And so every month, the U.S. State Department, and USCIS has a similar list, all right, publishes a list of the quote-unquote priority dates that are quote-unquote current for that month. And that list is what is now called the Visa Bulletin. All right? That's it. That's what it is. All right? And if you want to, you know, here's the list. You can print it out. I'm going to actually share my screen for those that are watching on YouTube and through our screening. I'll share my screen and show you what I'm talking about. And as I do that, it's like, okay, imagine you're from Mexico, and imagine your brother is a United States citizen, and imagine your brother filed a petition 10 years ago in 2012, right? 10 years ago. So the question is, when can you use that petition? And so let's look, and let me show you, all right? Let me show you. I'm going to try this. I don't normally do this. Remove my, maybe you can still see my talking head. All right, and I'm going to move this over here like this, and hopefully you can see my screen. It says Visa Bulletin. It's straight from, you can print it out if you want, but you can just go for free to the website. How can I move this? I'm not the best with this. Here, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's a better way to do this. Can I scrunch my head this way? Yeah, like that, something like that. Here, move it down. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, you can see me, you can see the document. So here's the Visa Bulletin, all right? I'm going to scroll down. There are these family preferences. And so let me look at them. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. Doop, 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 doop. All right, something like that. First preference is category F1. I'll just do the family-based preferences and go through them. These are for unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. These are kids of U.S. citizens that aren't kids anymore. They're already over 21. Because if they're under 21, there's no limit. They're called an immediate relative. You can petition for them right away. But if they're unmarried and if they're over 21, then they're in category F1. All right? The second category is for spouses and children of green card holders. All right? And oh, by the way, it has the legal number limits, all right, written in here. And so, anyway, so you can see them there if you want to. Category F2A is for spouses and minor children of U.S. permanent residents. Category F2B is for unmarried children over 21 of lawful permanent residents. Category F3 is for married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, and category F4 is for brothers and sisters of adult U.S. citizens. Got it? And so if the question is, hey, my brother petitioned for me and he's a U.S. citizen, pop quiz. What preference category is it? All right? The answer is category F4, all right, because F4 says brothers and sisters of adult U.S. citizens. That's the category. And so we got to then look at, okay, well, when is that category going to be current to get a green card? So there we got to scroll down, and here you got them. Got it? So here you can see that family-sponsored cases, F1 cases for most countries, are currently, this month, July 2022, they are adjudicating cases that were submitted on the 1st of December of 2014 and before. So it's now 2022, so they're talking cases submitted in 2014 and before. That's 8 years of a delay, all right? Unless you're in category F1 and you're from Mexico, because then they're adjudicating cases from the 15th of March of the year 2000 and before. That's a 22-year delay, all right? Or if you're from the Philippines, then they're talking about March 1st of 2012 and before, which is a 10-year delay. All right, and again, F1 is for adult children, unmarried adult children of U.S. citizens. All right, sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. Category F2A has a C next to it. That means they're current. All right, oops. That means they're current. I'm trying to highlight it there. Category F2B is for unmarried sons and daughters over 21 of permanent residents. That's, you know, for 2015 and before. F3 and F4, I'm not going to go through them in so much detail, but, you know, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, and if the brother or sister is in Mexico, those cases right now are on the 1st of June of 2000, 22-year delay. Got it? That's the Visa Bulletin. That's all I'm going to say for right now. These backlogs are horrible. We've known they're horrible forever, but that's the way the Visa Bulletin is. All right? So I'm going to, let's see, how do I do this? Do this again. Something like that. Something like that. Can you see me okay again? All right. So now, thank you for seeing that and for sticking with me. And hello again, and ask your questions if you've got them. That's the Visa Bulletin. And so the point of it is, if you are in any of those categories, you're a child who's over 21, you are a sibling, right, of a U.S. citizen, right? If you're in any of those categories, then you can check the Visa Bulletin, and you can check it every month to see and to track the movement of the petitions each month to see when your petition is ready to use. And the thing to do is look at your petition, your approved petition, and you're looking at the quote-unquote priority date that's on your approval notice, right? It's also on your receipt notice. And so there you go. Now you know, that's the way the Visa Bulletin works. I hope this was useful. Hope it was helpful. And here you go. If you have a petition that is current, and if you then want help with the rest of the process, hey, you know, that's why we're here. We'd love to help you with it. Okay? All right. So that's all I'm going to say about the law. Now I want to get into your specific questions. I know we've received a couple, which I love. And so, Mayton, I see your question here. You say, good morning, lawyer. My individual hearing was on July 13th, but it got moved to next year. Is this normal? This is the 5th time they've moved that date. Okay, Mayton, thank you so much for asking that question. It is crazy. You're right. It's crazy, but it is absolutely normal. It is happening so commonly. You know, during the whole pandemic, hearings were getting rescheduled and then canceled, rescheduled and canceled, rescheduled and canceled as the courts were closed. All right? This was like all over the place. And if imagine your judge who's assigned to your case gets sick, or imagine the court that you're at has an issue and needs to close down for the day, which has happened so frequently these days, they will reschedule all of the hearings that were assigned that day to some point in the future. And so yes, Mayton, thank you for asking that question. Completely normal, nothing to worry about. Our office has seen this and it's happening constantly. And it can be quite frustrating for folks. And other folks are like, hey, great, you know, I don't have to go through with my final trial yet. I got more time to prepare or whatever. Sometimes it's that way. But yes, that is happening. So many reschedulings. It's been kind of crazy these last 3 years. Good. So 3 years, 2 years? Anyway, since the start of that pandemic, it feels like 3 years at this point. So my next question comes from Mood and Star. Mood and Star, hello, cool name. And thank you for being with me. Your question says, my VAWA I-360 was approved in August of last year, and I filed my I-360 and my I-485 together. All right, this is common, cool. My case was never transferred to the local field office. When I check my I-485, it says it was received by Vermont. All right, what should I do, and how long do I have to wait until it gets transferred? This is a great question. All right, this is a great question. Mood and Star, thank you for asking it. You're not alone in that. It's great that your I-360 was approved. What I would do if I were your lawyer is I would follow up with the Vermont Service Center and say, hey, are you going to adjudicate that I-485, or are you going to transfer it to a field office? Do an inquiry. All right, do an inquiry and show your approval and be like, yo, are you going to transfer this thing, or are you going to approve it? You know, if your I-485 is still within current processing times, you know, then maybe don't worry about it yet. All right. But, you know, I do want you to, if you're working with a lawyer, you know, get in touch with them, put the pressure on them, follow up with them. So USCIS takes forever. And, but you, the great thing in your situation is now that you have the approved I-360, you're eligible for a work permit, at least. Hopefully you've got that. And USCIS will get to it. All right, and so just keep following up with them, keep doing the inquiries. If they need an interview, they'll transfer it to the field office. Sometimes they can approve the adjustment. If there's no inadmissibility, things like that, they might be able to just approve it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Thank you, Mood and Star. Let's see, I see a question. Hello to everybody on Instagram. Thank you for joining me. I see a question on Instagram. It says, hola, soy venezolano, tengo parol. Que me recomienda? All right, thank you. That means, hello, I'm from Venezuela, I've got parole, what do you recommend for me? And chems, right? En español, vamos a hablar en español en unos minutos. All right, so we'll have the same conversation in Spanish in just a moment. In fact, I need to stop here and start that in just a moment. But the bottom line is, the answer in English is you should file for asylum if you're afraid for your life to go back to Venezuela given the situation. If not, let's look and see when you entered, because you might be eligible also for TPS from Venezuela, and you might be eligible for both things, asylum and TPS. We've got lots of clients from Venezuela who are doing both of those services. We'd love to help you with it. All right. Sergey, hello. El Pollo Jalisco, hello. Official Haji, hello. Gaga, hello. Y-Side, hello. Socorina, hello. These are my friends that I'm seeing here on my phone on Instagram. Hello to everyone else also too. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So here we are. Let's wrap up. I really appreciate your being here. If you have a question that I did not answer, please send it over, all right? I'd love to answer that question. I'll upload it to our YouTube channel. To see those, please remember to subscribe to our channel in YouTube. Hit the notifications bell so that you can receive it. If this was useful at all, please give us a thumbs up or a like or a heart or whatever. We love your love. We love your attention. And I'd love it if you'd be willing to do this for me if you shared our podcast with one other person, right? You know somebody that could benefit from this? Like, share the link with them. You know, I'd really appreciate that. We're trying to grow this thing, all right? And of course, if you have an immigration case, hey, give us a call. We are here to help. It's as easy as calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, and we can help you out, okay? So, or if you're not on a screen, on the description below the video, wherever you see it or wherever you can click, give us a call. So thank you all so much for being here. My name's Otis Landerholm, Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Thank you.